Do you work with Dick Ray?
He can do it all. And so here is his bio, so you'll know who he is. All right, give me the. We need the music, please.
Is he his little buddy? Dick Ray's little
Gabe
buddy?
Looking at.
What's going on here?
See now, Gabe wants to come in here now.
What'd you call him?
Right. Gabe. All right, here we go. This is for you because you've never met.
I'm listening intently.
Here we go.
Meet local Missourian West Wilson, a reality TV sensation on Bravo's Summer House, talking about his roots, his TV house, KC Sports, and more. Appearing on stage Friday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m., West Wilson hails from Columbia, Missouri, where he grew up alongside his younger brother Henry under their parents Elizabeth, an OBGYN, and Bruce, a former world history teacher turned cattle rancher.
Awesome. Love
After
that.
playing college football as a safety at Montana State, West successfully transitioned into the world of entertainment. Currently,
Hold on, give me 20-second timeout. You successfully transitioned?
Yeah.
Without
Without surgery.
All right, go ahead.
Without
I'm
surgery.
sorry.
Currently,
I don't know what a success it was. I'm not sure what you were before, but you look like a man to me.
Currently,
Thank
an on-air
you.
host and
Thank
writer
you,
at
Tim.
Complex,
That's good.
West's journey into the limelight began after a serendipitous meeting with Lindsay Hubbard, who recommended him to join the cast of
not
Bravo's
gonna
Summer
know that.
House. Now, in his second year of filming, West brings his vibrant personality and unique experience to the show, adding an exciting dynamic to the house. West Wilson continues to make his mark, both on and off the screen, captivating audiences with his charisma and multifaceted talents.
Wow.
That's really good.
Thank you,
Awesome,
guys.
man.
That's a good
Appreciate
bio.
that.
Who wrote that?
I'm impressed.
That's a
I
really
really
good bio,
I
right?
feel very
He's doing
privileged.
it all.
When he called me last night, he goes, "Hey, I got my buddy Wes coming on." I'm like, what? Some guy from North Kansas City that you ran into the bar over
Maybe.
by the airport?
You know who wasn't? You know who wasn't impressed?
Who's that?
Dieter.
Yeah, no, he didn't like it.
Dieter
Dieter did
Dieter
not like
didn't-
him. Wanted to leave. Left the studio halfway through the hour.
I'm actually technically only here because I followed through on a bet with Sherm. 'Cause
Right.
I wasn't allowed if otherwise.
Right.
Huh?
So he, you'll appreciate this.
I appreciate
He
it
interviewed
already.
Joe
You don't even
Burrow.
have to say it.
He had to interview Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And Anthony Sherman said, "You will wear a Chiefs hat,"
All right.
and he
he
wore,
wore a
a
Chiefs
Chiefs
hat,
hat.
yeah.
And then Joe Burrow sent us a picture, giving us the finger.
Telling us that we're number one,
Right.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It actually his team made me take it off the internet.
I know we got angry about that.
I know, it's crazy.
And so
but-
you're the Johnson
time.
County Home and Remodeling Show.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? Like remodel some stuff? Or
I think we're doing we're making a cocktail tonight on stage, and I'm cooking with Chef Jasper tomorrow.
okay,
on
he's
stage.
cooking with Chef Jasper Morale tomorrow.
my boy
But
Jasper.
tonight you're appearing with the real moms of Bravo.
Yeah, they're actually the sweetest ladies ever.
Who are
both
they?
both
which
Mizzou.
which
He wants to
moms?
know- Yeah,
Wait,
we
what,
wanna
like-
know.
Are they the
Opposed to,
Jersey
like-
moms? Are
Like
they
fake
the
moms? Like the real moms?
So
Who
they
are
are
they?
both actual moms, but they're like a blog podcast for these Bravo shows. One's from St. Louis, one's from Kansas City, both Mizzou Tigers.
Oh,
So they
They're looking at each other like, yeah, we're real moms, all right. Kind of, I don't know.
but they're great. They've been nice to me. And in this world, there's a lot of mean people.
Yeah.
So it's good to have people who are nice to you.
Okay, can I ask you about someone?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Were you in a boat with the Haktua girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch that interview?
What was that about? Tell me. Come on.
So I've got a show on Complex where I'm basically interviewing women through the course of a date. So it's not a real date, Tim, but it's like it's gimmicky. There's food, there's a little competition, whatever. And our first episode was Haktua. And
Awesome.
I won't say what she's famous for.
Do you know who this is?
I do.
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
I
you do.
really
you
do.
do.
I really do. And I wouldn't have, but the guys that I work out with over
Yeah.
at this place are like talking about, "Do you see that Huck Two guy?" I was like,
Yeah.
"No, I have no idea who that is." And then they explained it to me, and I'm like, now I really don't want to know
Yeah, you
who
don't.
that person
Timmy's
is.
still confused, but he likes the fact that you're in the boat with him.
Listen, I've been married 31 years. I'm very confused.
Let me just say, she's 22. Didn't mean for any of this to happen. She's a pup.
Right.
She's trying to figure it out. She didn't. They wanted the stuff taken off the internet. Oh no.
Okay, there we go. There it is.
We have a young man
Jay,
here
there we
from Blue
go.
Valley West High
We
School,
apologize.
defensive lineman,
And by the
all-American
way,
boy.
It's the first time he smiled the entire time he's been here.
All-American boy. You guys are playing the hot tweet girl to him.
Yeah, I thought he
Tim,
this is
I've
the-
been 17 and
Look,
18 before.
I thought this kid was the most.
That's my point. Right there is my point.
He's been the most bored kid for the last 3 hours. He just finally woke up and smiled.
Jake has
Let's
been
go.
17 or 18, right? And Jake, you and I, we both have been through ups and downs of life. We're trying to keep this young man off of the downs and on the ups.
That's out of my hands, buddy.
Well, the hot Tui girl's not helping.
What high school? What high school?
Blue Valley
West.
West.
That's Kansas side, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Blue
That's
Valley.
fun.
So in Kansas, we can gamble on sports, but we can't smoke pot. Because Missouri you can't gamble on sports, but you can smoke pot. So all you gotta do is just go across the state line, just pop back and forth.
I've heard from my friends in Kansas that there's some websites that you're now prohibited from visiting as well.
I haven't run into any of those.
I mean, you're not prohibited, but you got to give them all your information.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that.
No, never.
No.
Have you run into any of those situations?
I'm good.
If it's not Arrowhead Pride or something,
Right.
I don't
That's
know
exactly
what the
right.
hell you're talking
I'm
about.
about retention, my man.
Did you have fun?
Oh,
going
wow.
Did you have fun going to Yankee Stadium as a Royals fan?
So I was nervous for the playoff game.
You don't eat
'Cause
that too, do you?
I've had good and bad experiences at Yankee Stadium. When they played late August regular season, I went to 2 of the 3. First night, no one said anything. I think that was the night we won by 5 runs.
Okay.
Went 2 nights after, we lost, and I had 3 or 4 kind of rough experiences. And so I was like, if I go for a playoff game, is it going to be brutal? And it was. I think I was thinking it was going to be up here, and people were pretty nice, but they're insane over there.
Right.
I hope they get swept. No, it's fun because
Go Dodgers.
Have you?
Where were we at? Yankee
I live in
Stadium?
New York, so
Yeah,
I went
okay.
to.
All right, gotcha.
I went to game. That would have been game 2.
The game they won?
Yeah,
The Royals
I went to the
won
game we
game 2.
won,
Yeah.
which also helped.
Right.
Yeah.
Some guy yelled, "Sit the f down, Ginger," to
Right.
me. Is what he said. And I was
sounds
like,
like something
I'm not
Jake
even
would
that.
say.
I don't even think I look that redheaded.
No, not at all. I mean,
Well,
you're
well.
But
more of
I'm not an obnoxious
sandy,
away
dirty-
fan.
Did you sit down?
If we score a run, I'm going to stand up and.
No, but like when he said that, did you sit down? Or
No,
did
I
you
turned around and I said, I don't know what I've been doing, but nothing crazy. But I was like, dude,
Yeah.
figure it
Chill
out.
out, man.
Okay, so now let's get into the Chiefs.
Yep.
Tim Grunhard, your reaction to DeAndre Hopkins becoming a Chief?
Well, I'm very excited. DeAndre Hopkins is now running around with number 8 for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I was listening to you guys a little bit about what's he going to be able to retain, what's he going to be able to understand. How much of the offense can he, digest before the game. It obviously he's not going to have the whole full plate of the offense, but the example is it's just different verbiage. Basically, the plays are basically the same. The schemes are basically the same. The formations are basically the same. It's just the verbiage. And I'll give you guys an example. When Joe Pendry was our offensive coordinator, our pass protections were 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 protection. They all meant different things, and you had different responsibilities. But so basically the first number would be for the offensive line, and then when the preceding numbers would be the routes that the running backs and the wide receivers and the tight ends were going to run. And maybe you would tag something on the end. So that was kind of that offense. And then all of a sudden, the next offense comes in with Paul Hackett, and it was the 49er West Coast offense, and there was different verbiage like 2-jet, 3-jet. There was different pocket protections and all these different things, but the reality is it was basically the same thing. So 60 protection and 2-jet were the same thing. So all you had to do is kind of decode and decipher what the verbiage was from one offense to the second offense, and you'd be able to kind of figure out what you're doing. So with DeAndre Hopkins, who's been around the league now for what year is this from? 10?
12, I think I heard.
12?
Yeah.
13.
13.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around a long time. So he's been in a lot of different offenses. So I'm sure that in the cockles of his brain, he's heard and understands exactly what the offenses are trying to get done with different verbiage. And he might even have heard some of the different play calls and the different responsibilities. The only thing that kind of worries me a little bit. So with that being said, for everybody out there, just understand that DeAndre Hopkins is going to be able to have a pretty good role if they want him to with the understanding of the offense. The only thing that scares me a little bit is blitz situations, because a lot of teams are different with hot receivers, who's hot, who's not, where to go, where not to go. And then, of course, Patrick Mahomes not really understanding the body language. So much of what Patrick Mahomes does, especially with Travis, and when he gets to know like Juju a little bit, he can read their kind of body language or shoulders, and they're on the same page with head fakes going one way to go the other way to throw the ball. And DeAndre Hopkins obviously hasn't had the opportunity to have that. So in that aspect of it, good. I think he's going to be okay. But what you got in DeAndre Hopkins is a big body receiver that will roam the middle of the field. He's great against zone stuff. He is really good, a little bit like Travis, where he can find open spots in zones and is able to read a zone, and hopefully Patrick will be on the same page as where he's going to kind of pop down. But being a big receiver, I think that helps Patrick a lot. He doesn't go after the deep balls, not a lot of deep balls. He'll win the 50-50 balls a bunch. He's really good at plucking the ball out of the air with the defender on him. Man-to-man stuff, he's okay, but he's got a big body, so he can big body. He doesn't create a lot of separation, which concerns me a little bit with Patrick, because Patrick right now, I think he's like either second or third least amount of throws into tight spaces when there's contested balls. He just doesn't like to do that. He likes to throw more to the open guy. So there's some things they're going to have to work out, but the reality is they needed a receiver. Jake and I, 3 weeks ago, made a deal. And you could change the name from Juju. Who was it? It was Amari Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper.
Cooper to Hopkins, and we said a 4 and a 4, and he said yes. And then you got all mad and said you got to, that's too easy. But the reality is that this was all in the works at that time. They just had to get the right verbiage. So this has been on the works, and I don't think, just like you guys were talking about, and then I'll shut up. I don't think that they're done with a trade. I think they're going to find another guy also.
Another receiver?
Another receiver also.
Wow.
Because just like you guys were talking about a little bit earlier, and I kind of got a little bit. I was
D-Rob, baby.
I was talking to somebody, and we just in passing, and they said, yeah, we still have a little bit of work to do, but we're going to be able to get that done. And I was wondering, was he talking about DeAndre Hopkins? We're getting a little work to do, we'll get it done, or was he talking about, hey, we got a little bit of work to do. Bring me one more person in.
Who is this again?
I know.
Source.
Yeah, I mean,
Sources
I don't know.
Don't you think they'd be more likely to bring in a corner after
Kermit D. Frog.
I think they trust what they
I
have.
don't know.
I'm good with that.
They might.
I'd rather them go wide receiver.
He didn't say we weren't done doing work with the wide receiver position. He said we weren't done doing some work yet.
Maybe they do both.
I don't know.
Maybe they do both.
I don't know.
I mean, that
When's
report
that
that you
trade
read
deadline?
earlier.
November 7th, 5th.
See, I have more faith in them, like getting the most out of Najee Johnson and Roland Wallace and you call it Keith Taylor, because that's one thing they've shown. They can take guys that are undrafted or late round picks, and they know what they're looking for. They've got a type, right?
Yeah.
But as far as wide receiver, it's just a numbers game right now, because now they put Sky Moore on the IR with that core injury.
Terrible injury.
Yeah, hope he's
Unbelievable
okay.
timing. Unbelievable
I
timing.
just feel so bad for him.
Well, just the timing of it, I can't get over it.
Yeah.
But still, they're because Juju's not good for a while.
Yep.
But you got 4 healthy receivers right now. They've got some guys on the practice squad, but
Listen,
that's why I think another wide receiver should be the target.
If they were comfortable with the guys on the practice squad, they would have been up.
Been up, I know, yeah. So an IR move like that,
sure,
we obviously know why they did it. Do they have to have medical records of that injury, like pre-existing, before you move someone to IR?
Yeah, they have to file these reports with the NFL, and yeah, they have to go through all the hoops and everything else about putting a guy on IR. It's not as simple as just saying, "Hey, you're hurt." But
and
the reality is,
fixed, so
the reality is, if they probably called me, "Hey, Sky, come on, sit down."
Like, yeah.
Hey, we're either gonna put you on IR here and kind of let you work through some of these problems, or we're gonna cut you. Which one you want? You get paid in IR when we cut you. Although they do get paid, but you get my drift.
But
So
they have to be ahead of that, though.
But Andy indicated he's gonna have to. He said he's got to get it fixed.
Yeah.
So maybe he had an injury that he's just
are
playing.
you sure he's talking about his core or his hands? We gotta get this fixed.
Jake, do you have the clip?
Does he say, hey, we have to get this injury fixed? Or he said, do we have to get this
I thought
fixed?
he said.
Maybe, he's talking about his puppy at home.
Who would you trade for then? Oh, here we go.
Obviously, we've put Sky down. Sky's came in yesterday with a core muscle injury. We had him evaluated, and he's going to need that fixed. So he will be put down there. So.
How uncomfortable did he sound answering that question? That
said
sounded like one of the guys on the beach with
gotta
you
put him
talking
down.
about,
Did they
hey,
say
were you
they
peeking
put
in
him
that girl's
down?
room? No, I don't
Putting him
know.
down.
He's such a professional, though, Andy Reid. I love him.
Play that again. Play the beginning again. That didn't.
What? Go ahead.
He said
I was trying to make a joke. It wasn't funny.
So, obviously, we've put Sky down. Sky's
Good God. They put him down.
Put him
That
down.
That sounds
Old
serious.
Yeller.
Hey, Sky, look this.
Sky,
Stop.
would
everyone.
you like to take a trip out to see the farm?
Here's what Rob
boy.
Gronkowski, I know because you want to know this.
Okay.
Here's what Gronk had to say about this. Okay. It's unfair that the Chiefs traded for him, Hopkins.
Oh.
Andy Reid is going to revive his career. They're going to utilize him to his max potential. The Chiefs are going to be that much more dangerous now. You're bringing a full package receiver to the game. Patrick Mahomes is licking his chops right now.
I agree with everything he just said.
Yep.
I still don't understand why the NFL does anything with the Chiefs.
Yeah. He had 1,000 yards last year. He's
75 catches, 1,000 yards, and 7 touchdowns.
I think the way he also plays football is good for age. He's not running go routes. It's like big body stuff in the middle, almost like Travis. You know?
Yeah.
Even if he's lost a step, like he can be
No,
efficient. the way he
absolutely.
plays.
He's a smart player. He's got good hands. Listen, I think his yards after catch, even at his peak, were like 4 or 5. His average was something crazy. Like
How long will it take Mahomes to trust him enough to throw in those tight windows for the contested catches?
Well, that's therein lies the questions that I kind of brought up a little bit earlier. Number one, with the hot receiver stuff, is he going to trust it? He's going to go to the right spot during a blitz. So maybe in blitzing situations, maybe down in the red zone, where you really want this guy out there, will they put him out there because will he understand what he needs to do with assignment-wise against certain looks and certain blitzes, 4 weak, 4 strong, whatever, yada, yada, yada. The other thing is, like you said, he doesn't get a lot of separation. Patrick Mahomes doesn't really feel comfortable sometimes throwing into tight spaces. So the trust factor, that's a great question. I would think that Patrick would say, listen, this guy's been around a long time. He's got a big body. He wins those 50-50 balls. And I'm going to give it a shot and give it an opportunity. And he makes a couple plays here and there. And it's amazing how fast trust comes.
Pat's got nothing to lose right now as far as interceptions go.
Yeah. I mean, who's he going to throw to?
Well, he's already thrown a ton. Just keep firing.
and they've got and the schedule works out, and we'll talk about this coming up. You never take a rival lightly, but the Raiders aren't good. The Buccaneers are going to come in here without Mike Evans and without Chris Godwin, and then you got the Broncos. And so you've got some time to work him in.
Chiefs lose one of those 3 games. I'm not sure which one.
Don't you say that. Don't you ever say that.
Do you think they're going to go undefeated?
They're not going to lose to the Raiders. They're not going to lose to Tampa. And they're not going to lose to Denver. Don't say that to me. At Buffalo, then, what?
They might lose to Denver.
Denver always.
With that quarterback?
Denver,
No,
with
with
that
what's
garbage
wrong,
quarterback?
They're gonna lose
what's
the
wrong
game.
with Bo Nix?
They're going to lose the game they're not supposed to. I mean, they're going
Yeah.
to probably lose 3 games
Maybe
this
they
year.
won't.
One of
I was
these
going to
3.
say, the story of this year, I feel like, is we somehow aren't doing that
Maybe they
like we
won't.
normally do.
Okay.
Miami Dolphins.
No, it'll happen. I agree it'll happen.
Take the champagne
They'll
off
lose
of ice.
They're going to go 14-3. They'll get the number 1 seed, but there's 3 games. Buffalo's probably one of them,
Yep.
and then they're going to either lose to the Chargers or the Broncos,
Right.
and then I mean, that's
And
Yeah,
guys,
and
listen,
Arrowhead?
Antonio Pierce has Patrick's number.
I was at that Christmas game. That was a tough walk back to the car.
Yeah, that was
That was a bad walk.
Scrooge. It's horrible.
I did not think that team was even close to making a playoff run.
That's the
after
last
that
game they've lost.
I know. It was.
They looked
sad.
apathetic.
They won 12
looked
straight.
bored.
That was the MVS. Wasn't that the?
One-
No, was
one-
that Cincinnati?
one of
when
his
he turned
drops.
back and he did the put it here gesture. That was
yeah.
tough.
like showing up Patrick.
You remember that when he
did
the-
Yeah, it's like right here.
Yeah.
Overthrew him or
Oh,
whatever.
really? Yeah. Yeah.
That,
oh,
that,
yeah.
that,
Is that
could-
where you
that
want
was-
it?
that was good for his career.
Yeah. Well, he's with the Saints now. We'll take a break. Back after this, we've got Tim Grunhard and Wes Wilson in the studio on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Stephen St. John here for my friends at WeatherTech Renovations. The fellows from WeatherTech were in the studio yesterday. They brought us a whole bunch of donuts. They're awesome. And They're the best people to call when you think you might have a problem with your roof. There's nobody else to call. You call WeatherTech Renovations. That's who my son Richie called. That's who my son Chris called. That's who I'll call if I have any problems with my roof. They are the best in the business. One quick call and one free inspection can save you lots of money and protect your home or your business. WeatherTech Renovations. And the most important thing is they are good people. People you can trust, people that will tell you whether you actually need something repaired or if you need it replaced. They're going to give you the truth. And look, did you get hit with some hail last night? The heavy rains up north. If you think you might need to have your roof looked at, 816-988-8957. 816-988-8957. One quick call and one free inspection can protect your home or business. 816-988-8957 or online at WTRenovations.com. Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. We have Tim Grunhard in the studio. West Wilson is with us. And every time I take a ginger cayenne shot that Jake prepares for me, it seems like someone always wants to make sure
is
that
that cycled?
that's not his
it's
pee.
not
I'm
my
not
loop.
drinking Jake's pee.
No,
it's looping, not
Looping,
cycling.
right.
Okay.
Looping.
Looping. And so you had a question about Jake looping.
Yeah. Do you have to boil that?
No.
Do you have more, Jake?
Don't.
Ginger shots?
Yeah.
You want to try
No,
ginger
you
shot?
want some looping?
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs a ginger
No,
shot.
you drink your own pee, not somebody else's.
Well,
I thought he was asking if you had more pee.
I wouldn't
Why?
share.
It depends
Why?
whose.
Why are we doing this? Isn't there any kind of supplement
him.
you could take?
It's
or
stem cells.
Tell him.
It's your own. It's your receipt, man.
Oh man!
Isn't that what Peyton Manning did? No, that was
Somebody
sorry.
call Sky Moore. See if he needs.
He's
to
not done that.
Loop a little bit.
Oh, Sky.
So you don't want him to do this anymore? The
I
looping?
don't want him to do that.
I don't
anymore.
do it every day. I mean, it's only like when I'm eating
What-
really clean and really like when I'm.
I mean, what do you figure? Like, you wake up one morning. You know what? This is a good morning to drink.
Well, am
my
I
water.
hydrated? How was my day yesterday? What I eat?
Yeah.
You
Did
know,
he have asparagus?
correct. I mean, it's like
I mean,
yeah,
you
right.
backed
If
those
you had
things in.
asparagus, you don't.
Oh, I
right?
thought that was a
Absolutely
joke
not.
the whole time.
No.
No,
I thought you were kidding.
no, he really does that.
Oh.
No. This is a
Have you seen
fact-finding
benefits?
Oh, absolutely.
mission. Tell
No
him the benefits.
way.
I mean,
Uh,
I heal fast.
Is it like tea? Does it make your teeth yellow?
No, it doesn't. I mean, because I don't drink like when it's dark and yellow. I drink it when I'm hydrated, and I had like had a like usually it's when I.
There's some
for-
people who would be into that probably in the Kansas City area.
You know,
Right there.
There's people all over the world. I mean, it's. I don't
The great fighter
I'm
Juan
in
Manuel
partners.
Marquez.
most of them are walking around Independence Avenue. Right?
No. It's look. Stem cells. You get direct stem cells of your own stem cells.
You sold me.
No.
I'm not doing it.
I don't. I'm not.
No,
look,
I-
it's not for everybody. I don't want.
It's not. You're right.
Is it warm or cold?
I let it sit for about a day.
In the fridge or out?
No, I have a jar.
Where do you put the jar? It's not like sitting.
So it's
out
room
like,
temp.
Yeah.
It's not sitting out like on the kitchen counter.
I'd
is
put it
it?
on.
No.
I'd put it over ice at least, right?
No.
Straw.
And we don't drink, but I could see how people could maybe add some vodka to it or something.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice.
I wouldn't recommend it.
You're doing it for the nutritional benefits.
I'm doing it for it's healthy. I mean, it's
Jake?
really all it is ultra processed blood. I mean, your pee is blood. It's plasma. That's all. It's all your pee is ultra.
Timmy, that's all it is.
I don't. Okay.
all it
I'm
is.
sorry that this subject even came up.
Right, you're the
You
one who brought it
he
up.
brought
I
it
know.
up.
I do have a ginger shot here from you.
I'd
from
like him.
I'm ready.
KCHealthClub.com.
KCL comes to best.
KCHealthClub.com.
That's right.
By the way,
You
you were
gotta take it
gonna
on the
you were
air.
gonna send me a link to share on my social media, and you didn't do it.
You got to take it. You got to take the shot on the air right now, Wes Wilson.
Are you gonna share that link so I can put it on my social media?
Shake it up good.
I don't know how to
Get
look
all
for
that
my-
cayenne and that ginger. We get rid of that nasty cough you got. Come on.
I saw a thing that
Get it.
I've started doing for a while, which is supposed to be a liver cleanse, which is olive oil, lemon juice, and cayenne.
That's great for you. Yeah,
I've been doing that for a few weeks.
yeah.
Obviously, not.
This is really good for you, man.
I mean, listen, I take probably 30 to
3, 2, 1.
35 supplement vitamins and pills every day.
So-
So I'm with
But
you.
here's yeah. There, wake you up.
Yeah.
Wake you up.
Wow. Hello.
Here you are.
The thing
Ch-
with
chasing the
supplements,
barbecue with
the
that.
thing with the supplements is like everybody's body's different, right?
Yep.
So like the supplements that you're taking, you might only be actually using 5% of those supplements.
You're absolutely
And my body might use 20 or 30
right.
or maybe 0.
right.
But so it's like you want to get your supplements from natural whole food. Like that's a cayenne ginger shot, right?
Right,
So
right.
it's that you're going to get all the benefits.
All of my
not
all
synthetic.
of my supplement intake is backed up by the numbers of my blood tests. So
Yeah.
it's not like I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna go over and grab
Right.
some D3 right now.
No, like they take your blood test. Like
yeah, they say, okay, listen, you're deficient in this. You got to get that.
it's
up.
called methylation, right? So your body, like, okay, 'cause you can't just pull oil out of the ground and put it right into your car, right? Mm-hmm. So your body methylates what you put in your food, like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like methyl B.
right? Absolutely. Well,
I know. I love it.
That's so. What happens is that you have to refine the oil into gasoline, and then you got to put the gasoline in your car. Well, that's what your body does.
Now tell our young man back there from Blue Valley West to make sure that he asks his coach or his trainer before he takes certain supplements.
You don't want to
Right.
get popped.
That's right.
Yeah,
You
next
got
thing you
top
know,
your-
you're going to be standing next
Yep.
to me on the
That's exactly
sideline.
right.
I mean, they don't
Yep.
test in high school, do they?
Yeah.
Look at
Oh,
Jameson
Blue
Williams.
Valley
Dude,
West.
no.
Blue Valley West.
said
They
no.
they're testing all the time.
If you
over
have
there.
a big enough night, they will.
I mean,
They'll
you
find
walk in there and the principal's like, "Hey,
mean,
you need to go see
some
the
high
trainer."
schools do.
We only got tested. There were twice. Like,
Did you have stage fright?
did I? No, I mean, I got tested a lot.
Yeah.
My
show's
coach
over,
knew
by
I
the way.
was smoking weed, so he tested me a lot.
And no
Oh,
stage fright.
Jake.
Any stage
I
fright
never
issues?
got-
Anybody here?
Pants to the ankles. You have to. That's what they make you do.
I,
NCAA does.
yeah. Oh, it's yeah.
Pants to the
I was
ground.
fortunate. I had some friends that were inside, so I know like a week before I was getting called.
You didn't.
Get some friends inside what?
Inside
You
the
didn't.
training
You didn't
staff.
have
He had an
up your
informant.
nose with a rubber hose.
No,
did
no,
you?
like so our training staff were the ones that had to test us, so they know the names that get called, and they're like, "Dude, you better clean it up. You're peeing next week."
I turned 30 in 2 months, and my mom wants me to do blood work for the first time. Do you
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
do it?
Absolutely do it.
Gary Brecka,
Absolutely
Gary
do.
Brecka's.
Yeah.
And you'll be amazed that you're probably low in like testosterone and everything else. You just
Do I look like I'm low in testosterone?
You'd be surprised.
Well, I mean, most of us are just
Yeah.
because of
Right.
our environment.
Yep.
your
Absolutely.
heart limit's
Microplastic.
up.
We're
We'll
not
get that
saying
taken care
we're
of
not
quick.
saying you're a virile man.
Okay,
all right,
good.
we're saying that
Start taking Tonga Cat Ali.
And pee.
No, yeah, I mean that too. Tonga Cat Ali is really.
What about
good.
horny goat?
Tonga Cat Ali.
Tonga Cat Ali?
Okay.
ALI. Tonga Cat.
I know my
Ali.
dad's high because he talks about it all the time, high in T. He's very proud.
He likes it.
High in T,
Yeah.
high testosterone
Well,
level.
Well,
Yeah,
what's he
he's
do?
pumped.
Like, what's he do to get it so high?
I think just working on the farm every day. I don't know. I think
absolutely.
that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Working on the farm.
Fasting helps it too.
Are we ever going to the
Yeah.
farm or what?
You name it.
Okay.
I also got to take you to Montana too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to go.
there
I'd
too.
love to go up there.
I'm in.
Do you want to come to Bozeman with me,
Absolutely.
Tim?
I'd love to.
A good buddy of mine was a coach up there, Dave Doran.
Montana State or Montana?
I think where was Dave? Montana State. I believe that's where he bought some land up there. He's got a beautiful cabin. Now he's the head coach of North Carolina State.
Okay.
But I think he was at Montana State. I think he was at your school.
He might have been
He was before you.
Before me.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
We're 8-0 right now. It's a good year. We're gonna try and one of the
What are
Dakota
they,
schools.
Bobcats or something.
He was at
Bobcats.
Montana.
See it? I got
Yeah,
that.
you got it.
2000
There
and
you go.
2001.
He was at Montana. Okay.
All
All right.
So that's Missoula.
Missoula.
But I'm going back in 3 weeks. That's a big rivalry game. Very fun.
Who's the best player to come out of?
Ever or that in my time?
Let's say in your time.
Alex Singleton, linebacker for the Broncos.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
he
good
was
player.
one of my roommates in college. Good guy. But I mean, we played against Cooper Kupp He's a Big Sky Conference guy, and that dude was
What was he
He's
like
pretty good
now?
now.
man.
How about I got screwed with Puka Nakua?
Well, you didn't start him?
I know.
Are you a
Hey, we
fantasy
was- I
guy,
was on-
Tim?
Huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
We did.
Wow.
Like an hour or two before the game, they said they were going to start him.
Well, I was at a rehearsal dinner.
It doesn't
I got
matter
screwed.
that your son's
No,
getting
I
married.
looked
You got to
all-
pay
I
attention.
looked all
and
morning.
check your lineups on Thursday.
All morning. I was waiting
here's
for
how,
that.
Here's how it would have gone. Because I was in the same situation. If I'd have started him, he would have done nothing.
Nothing.
And I've been like, why in the hell did I start this guy?
Yeah.
Like, he's coming off an injury on a Thursday night. What am I
I am
doing?
getting this close, guys, and I hate it. Patrick, I love you. I'm getting this close to benching your ass. All right?
Oh,
I need a
wow.
300-yard game from you and
You
some 3
need to
touchdowns.
slow your
I'm not
roll
even.
big
I'm nowhere
time.
near
12
that.
points?
I'm not anywhere near that. My team.
12. Listen, I love him. He's winning games for the
My
Chiefs,
team's
but
still
his fantasy team.
6-1. I
Oh, my
way
God.
overpaid for him in an auction.
I
too.
start
I'll
Jalen
ride
Hurts
it.
every week, and I hate it, but I'm 5-2.
You gotta ride it.
Who?
Jalen Hurts.
It's NFC. It's not threatening.
Right.
Yeah,
It
no,
hurts-
but
it
this is
hurts
my
me to start him.
guy. I want my guy to do well.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we need a Chiefs Raiders story,
All right.
and then tell us
You
what's
got
going to
one.
happen in this game.
Should I tell you about Dave Zott?
Yeah.
We're talking about bulletin board material.
Okay. All right.
Oh, okay.
Dave Zott, bulletin board material after this
All right.
on Sports Radio 810 WHB. All right, before we get the Chiefs Raiders story from Tim Grunhard, West Wilson, tell people where they can see you this weekend.
The Johnson County Home Show. We're cooking, we're making cocktails. We'll take a picture.
With the real
We're gonna
moms
have
of
some fun.
Bravo.
Yeah. It's just going to be fun. It's like supporting Kansas City local business, and that's what we're
That's right.
here to do.
Absolutely.
You
Say,
know?
say hello to my buddy at the Plumbing Pro. He'll be there.
How long are you going to be in town?
Good man.
I think I fly back. I want to watch the game with some buddies Sunday, so I'll fly back Monday.
There you go.
You know?
Oh, good.
Yeah. I wish it
And
was a
you-
home game this weekend, but
And what's your upcoming schedule? Anything else you want to
damn.
promote?
Well, the good thing is if it was a home game, you might not get as big of a crowd on Sunday, and you're going to have a ton of people there.
Are you going to stop by, Tim? I need to see you.
At the home show?
Yeah, learn how
I've
to
been,
like.
been in a home show a couple times.
Oh, nice.
Big fan.
Are you?
I really am.
Are you like a? Are you a handy guy at the house?
I do all the outdoor work.
Okay.
I cut my own grass. I put my own mulch down.
Good.
What are you laughing about?
Jake used to smoke his
Jake-
own grass back in the day.
I'm not laughing.
That's true.
Give us the
I
story.
just felt okay. So
I'm not laughing.
so
He turned around. He whipped around and looked at you.
So Marty, you know, he hated the Raiders.
Sure he did.
Hated the Raiders, and it's really because of Al Davis and the lack of respect that Al Davis had towards everybody else in the league other than the Raider organization. And gosh, we've seen many. Well, maybe you guys might be. Yeah, you're of the age of seeing Al Davis standing on the sideline right at the 49-yard line, staring
Right.
at you with his horn glasses and his tracksuit, and
back
trying
hair.
to intimidate you. Like, listen, dude, you're not an intimidating character, but
A little
you know,
more intimidating than the sun, though.
right?
Yeah.
But so Marty just despised it. It was more about the lack of respect for the shield, the NFL shield, and lack of respect for people in the NFL than it was about anything else. But on a side note, I will give Al Davis a lot of credit. Al Davis, one of the first people to show up when Derek was in the hospital in Liberty. One of the first people. He came in, and I was like, wow, that's really cool of him to do that. So I dislike him, but not as much as I used to like him. So Zotter, Marty, you know, is like, listen, they're dumb. They're going to make a mistake. You know, it's going to be the fourth quarter, and Howie Long's going to jump off sides, or you know, Townsend's going to rough the passer, or you know, there's going to be some kind of penalty because they're dumb. It's a dumb football team. They don't pay attention to the little things. Man, they don't pay attention to little things. That's why the little things are so important. Yada yada, all that kind of stuff. So Zotter. It was Thursday, I think. It might have even been Whitlock or Adam Tice or somebody come up and ask me, so what do you think of the game? He's like, yeah, the Raiders, they're going to screw something up in the fourth quarter. They're going to make a mistake, and we're going to win the game because they're dumb. It's a dumb football team. So all of a sudden, we walk in, and it's all over the locker room. Dave Zott says we're dumb. You know, you guys were talking a little bit about don't give it any fodder, don't give any energy, don't give any juice to the other team. Well, we did. It was, I'll never forget, it was like 1991 or 92, and Zott was like, man, that's it. I am never, ever talking to the media again. And literally, I don't think he did.
How'd the game go?
We won.
Okay.
We won. We
How
always.
pissed off was
I
Marty?
think against the Raiders, in my career, I think I was hurt twice. Well, no, I lost my dad the one game I didn't play, and then I was hurt one other game. But other than that, I don't think I lost to the Raiders in my whole career.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've
so-
always thought it was interesting growing up because I'm in my 20s still. So I grew up, the Raiders have not been good really ever in my lifetime. Broncos have been probably the only real competitive team in the AFC West. And so I've hated the Broncos more so, I think just naturally. But my dad, my uncles, all my older cousins hate the Raiders.
No, that's
no
right.
matter
It was a
what it
nasty relationship, especially in the 70s and 80s and into the 90s.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, we kind of beat them, and then they're like, they're just kind of step kids now.
The
We're gonna-
Chiefs in the 1990s were 18-3 against the Raiders.
Were they just, what caused the rivalry? Just because they are the Raiders? They're just dirty?
Well, that was part of it. They
Old AFL rivals,
What was it?
too.
Davidson laid out Lenny Dawson like after a play one time, and then all hell broke loose. Ed Buddy was like throwing people around like rag dolls.
Wow.
I mean, it was a big fight, and then there was a big fight also between I think Bill Moss and some other guys in the offensive line for the Raiders in the late '80s, in the '90s. You know,
Well, the Raiders were good.
Yeah, they
At
were
one- I
really
mean, they
good.
were one of the best franchises in the NFL. I mean,
like '91. Or was it 90?
Was that Madden years?
yeah, he won the Super Bowls there.
Was that in early 90s, though?
No,
He's
that's
old.
70s.
In,
Oh,
in,
70s.
in
Wow,
19,
I'm
it was
off.
in 1990 when it was the 90 season 91. Is that when we beat them in the playoffs? 10-6 when Marinovich was the quarterback.
Yes.
And Marinovich, who Jake had a lot of the same tendencies you used to have.
Wow.
And
There's a 30-for-30 on him, isn't there?
well, yeah, he was
On his dad. His
His
dad's
dad, wouldn't
dad's
let, his
crazy.
dad wouldn't let him have a Big Mac, but he was smoking more pot than anybody that ever.
The one thing I remember from that documentary was that the dad would stretch his. He was an infant in the crib, and dad was like stretching his legs and trying to get like
Give him
just.
the crow.
I just said that can't be good.
No.
That's
It wasn't.
tough.
So
Nope.
what's going to happen in this game?
Well, I don't agree with your friend. What was it?
Pete?
Jesse. Pete.
Pete
yeah.
Sweeney
Sweeney.
from
I
Arrowhead
don't think
Pride.
it's going to be
27-0.
27-0. It's not going to be.
But
this close.
if you bet that score, you can get plus 14,000 odds.
So I think 10 is a good number. If you're going to bet the Chiefs, you can give 10. I think it's going to be like 28-14 or something like
What's
that.
the line right now, Steven?
10.
Oh, really?
10.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, wow.
You knew it.
I did not.
Congratulations
But I will
on
be. I will move it to 9.5 and take the Chiefs.
I think that Kermit video and the last time we played the Raiders is
Yeah.
a good. I would take the Chiefs for
Yeah.
once.
30,
actually.
31 to 13.
See, I don't think they're going to score more than 28.
I don't know.
28-14.
Congratulations on the wedding.
Thank you.
Oh
everything
yeah,
goes
congrats.
All right, I got some good friends, Kim and Nancy, and they're listening. Hi, guys.
Hey, Kim. Hey, Nancy.
Yep, they're listening right now. All these people are in town. They're like, "What do you do for a living?"
Right. Let
listen,
me show you.
listen at
Yeah,
9 o'clock.
I hang out with
Let me
these
show you.
guys.
Who drinks his own urine?
Right.
Not every day.
Not every day.
Some days,
Not
Tim.
every, not every day.
And enjoy your time at the Johnson County Home Show. You're the man.
You are, dude. You're
Guys,
awesome.
thank
You're
you.
the man.
How'd you
You're
enjoy
awesome.
that shot?
That's my man. Right
That was
here.
money.
Yeah.
I needed
Gonna
that
get
though.
you
I just
right.
want to get invited to the beach house.
I want to go to
Tim, let's get you
I
in
want to
there.
go to Montana.
Yeah, you know what? Me too. I think Montana would be better.
Yeah.
And we got to get Steven to the farm too. So that should we go in
Yes.
steps?
I'd also like to be on a boat with a Hawk too, girl, but whatever.
Oh, Steven.
No, you,
I just
will you
said
stop
an
it?
interview.
I'll pass
Why
on
do you
that.
have to? We got to end the show on that.
No, end it on
An interview.
kchealthclub.com. Go check it out if you want your own
There it
jizz
is.
All right, I'm out of here.
Everyone have a great day right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.